Points. Did you get that first half? Let's legitimately see what happens when we shoot hollow points through a car windshield. Obviously, there's some limitations here. It's not in a car, it's not that stable, but I think this will give us a pretty good idea anyways. All right, I killed him.
He did.
So, one thing you guys want to keep into consideration, range is cold.
Range is cold.
If you have to shoot through a windshield like this, you want it to be in a silver dollar size grouping. Why? Because look at how the integrity of the glass has been degraded versus the rest of the windshield. It doesn't do us any good to just shoot in all these other strong places. We want to degrade that spot and at least get 3 rounds through. That's why I chose to go with 3 rounds. Although, as you guys saw, it looked like even the first round made pretty good impacts on that guy, correct?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I'll have to go back and look at the video to double check that. But let's see what happened in terms of hollow point.
Is it Randy?
Rim job, Randy. Yeah. All right, so I don't think the glass really affected the hollow point at all. We've got, 1, 2, 3 entry wounds.
That's all you shot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought that the glass was actually going to disperse the hollow points a little bit. Now, know your target, consider the foreground and background. We got 1, 2, 3 exit wounds. And these are hollow points, guys. A 9mm hollow point was shot through a car windshield and through a dummy with somewhat, thick skin. And yet we still have 3 exit wounds. Now for medical piece, it's kind of a pretty good plug segue. Got 2 new classes coming up. Rifle class, guys, basic rifle for those of you who want to actually learn how to use a rifle very proficiently, and then possibly a rifle pistol class. But then also, a lot of people have been asking me about medical training. So, who here would be interested in rifle classing? Put your hands up.
Yeah.
What about trauma medical training?
Yeah.
Everybody? Okay, cool. I'll tell you guys right now, since everybody raised their hand, what I'll do is I'll generate some course description, learning objectives. Because you guys are all wanting to do it, I'll give everybody here 50% off, okay? So it'll probably be the same price, just to give you a heads up. It won't be a 10-hour day. We'll still make it a full day, but I'll incorporate some really good shit in terms of like medical training and the rifle piece. And then maybe we could even combine the two together for like a little culinary exercise. But I gotta think about that, especially with winter coming. It's gonna be cool as fuck. So anyways, entry wounds and exit wounds, guys. You always hear that the exit wound is so much bigger than the entry wound. That's just not always the case. Look at how small these are. Like 1, 2, 3. I mean, it's so difficult, which is why it's so important that you're literally scraping people's bodies when you're looking for those wounds. You can't just be like, oh, he's okay. You really got to be digging into that skin. That person's going to get hurt. In a case like this, for example, we've got 3 chest wounds, okay, on the right side of the chest. So heart's on the left side, lung is right here. This is actually a fairly survivable injury. Even though he's got 3 gunshot wounds into the fucking right side of the chest, what we would want to do is we would want to take what's called an occlusive dressing, put it on that thing, but now his lung is most likely collapsed on the inside of that right there. Especially hollow point, probably got fragmentation there as well, but let's assume he didn't because we've got all 3 exit wounds coming out on the same side, although his spine might be fucked, might be paralyzed. So, occlusive dressing, we look for the exit wounds, occlusive dressing. Now, the pressure is going to begin to build up in this chest cavity. Why? Because the lung is collapsed, but the trachea and the bronchi are still traveling down into that area. So what's that mean? Pressure is going to build in this chest cavity, something called tension pneumothorax. So we would take something called a decompression needle, and then we would look for the 2nd or 3rd intercostal space of his ribs, and then we go along the top of the rib. Remember, Veins, arteries, and nerves travel along all your bones, usually on the inside of your body or on the bottom side of the rib cage, because that's how our body protects them. You get shot on the inside of your thigh, femoral artery. You get shot right in here, brachial artery, right on the inside of your arm. So here, occlusive dressing, look for exit wound, occlusive dressing. Again, his spine, he honestly probably would be fucked. But now we have to also worry about another thing. Just because you put, you guys ever see the movie The Kingdom where they put that's not exactly how it works. The lung doesn't inflate, okay? That lung is still gonna be fucked, and you're gonna have to, I worked with a guy decompressing himself like 15 times. Yeah, he got shot in the chest and had to give him 15 times in like a 6-hour firefight. Pretty gangster. Horrible situation. But then also now we got blood to worry about. So don't be the sucker who puts in like a decompression needle and thinks it's gonna be like game over. Because you're usually getting a big splat of blood right back in your fucking face. And that's pretty fucking gross, especially if it's in your mouth. Anyways, just a little teaser there for you guys. So I'll put together some rifle stuff and some medical stuff. And then if you guys want to get together on that, you know, but you'll have one chance. And then I'm charging you full price again, okay? I got to get better at the business shit. My wife's going to kill me. Any questions, guys, on anything that we covered today? Does everybody feel, you guys looked a lot better with the stoppages. I would say that's probably like the #1 biggest improvement. What did you guys feel like you improved the most with? Hit me with it, going one by one.